Let's jump right in. Imagine for a second that you are the most critical yet completely invisible commander inside a human being. You're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, making literal split-second life or death decisions. And the crazy part? The person you're keeping alive doesn't even know you exist. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're stepping directly into the shoes of your brain's hidden guardian, the hypothalamus. So think about this for a moment. Have you ever wondered who actually flips the switch when you start sweating on a scorching hot day? Or who exactly manufactures that intense, undeniable craving for food? Or who floods your veins with adrenaline when you get suddenly furious? Right? It isn't just happening by magic. It's actually a high-stakes daily drama managed entirely by this silent master controller, and its first major job, keeping you from literally boiling over. Which brings us to Section 1, controlling body temperature. Your internal body temperature is a super delicate environment. If it spikes too high, it can cause severe, totally irreversible damage to your internal tissues. So, to break a fever, the hypothalamus leaps into action like a biological rescue team, firing these rapid commands all across your body. It widens the blood vessels leading to your outer skin, basically flushing the heat outward. It throws open your pores and forces your sweat glands into absolute overdrive. And as that sweat evaporates, your temperature drops and the infection loses its grip. Pretty amazing, right? But heat is definitely not the only threat. Moving on to Section 2, the water balance emergency. Biologically speaking, you and I are essentially just walking bags of water. I mean, look at these numbers. A newborn infant is made up of about 75% water, and a fully grown adult sits at around 50%. And every single day, just through breathing, sweating, and going to the bathroom, you lose roughly a quarter gallon of that vital moisture. Keeping that water perfectly balanced, it's an absolute non-stop emergency for your body. And the stakes here are incredibly high. If you were to lose just 1/5, a mere 20% of your body's water, the result is fatal. That's it. The salt levels in your blood would instantly spike to toxic levels. So the very second your water levels even slightly dip, the hypothalamus detects that rising salt concentration and triggers an immediate, full-body physiological lockdown. Here's exactly how that works. When water gets dangerously low, your hypothalamus sends a frantic SOS to the pituitary gland to release a hormone called ADH. That's antidiuretic hormone. Instantly, your kidneys get the memo and start reabsorbing water instead of letting it go. Your salivary glands shut down, giving you that awful dry mouth feeling. Your urine becomes dark and highly concentrated just to save every single drop. On the flip side, if you chug too much water, the controller senses the excess, cuts off the ADH supply, and your kidneys stop absorbing it, sending you running to the bathroom. It is just a flawless, beautiful balancing act. Let's look at Section 3, the complex hunger mechanism. We usually just think of hunger as this simple, slightly annoying rumble in our stomach, don't we? But it's actually a massive, urgent alert dispatched to prevent a total energy crisis. Long before you even consciously realize you're hungry, your muscles are sending out thousands of signals warning of fatigue and energy depletion. The hypothalamus catches these signals and initiates this incredible sensory sequence. It ramps up your salivary glands, it massively increases the sensitivity of your taste buds. This is exactly why, when you are genuinely starving, just the faint smell of a hot roti or a rich curry makes your mouth water instantly. Your biology is literally setting the stage for you to refuel. But here is where it gets absolutely wild. The hypothalamus has this dual control system for hunger, made up of two distinct groups of cells. One group's only job is to tell you, hey, start eating. Now, if this unit were to break down, you would literally eat until your stomach burst, completely unaware that you were full. The other group tells you to stop. If that unit breaks down, you lose all appetite completely. The most delicious food in the whole world would taste like bitter medicine, and simply swallowing a single bite would become an agonizing, near impossible task. Which takes us to Section 4, fight, flight, and anger. So beyond just managing food and water, this controller is your ultimate bodyguard. When your brain's gray matter, the cortex, perceives extreme danger, extreme anger, or an intense need for revenge, it sends a blaring red alert straight down to the hypothalamus. And what happens next is easily the most dramatic, explosive response in human biology. In literally a fraction of a millisecond, your body prepares for war. Blood is violently redirected away from your skin and pumped deep into your inner muscles so you have maximum power. Your heart and lung rates just spike off the charts. Digestion completely halts. Your salivary glands shut off, giving you that sudden, intense dry mouth, and your kidney activity ramps up. The crazy part? All of this happens faster than the blink of an eye. But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. This intense emergency state, it's only designed to last for a few minutes just to save your life. If you hold on to chronic anger, deep-seated hatred, or obsessive thoughts of revenge, you are forcing your hypothalamus to keep your body trapped in this extreme, high-pressure state of emergency permanently. It is a severe, self-inflicted threat that can literally destroy your internal organs over time. And that brings us to Section 5, protecting the master controller. Because for all its incredible power, for all the amazing ways it effortlessly manages your internal universe, the hypothalamus has a pretty vulnerable confession. It has zero control over the outside world. Structurally, it is entirely at the mercy of the brain that houses it. Despite being the ultimate guardian of your survival, it's completely helpless against physical threats to itself. If a tumor starts growing nearby in the brain, or if its essential blood supply gets restricted or cut off, this master controller cannot save itself. It is quietly, desperately dependent on the overall health of the body it works so hard to protect. Which brings us to a pretty terrifying realization, doesn't it? What happens if this silent guardian fails? Well, without it, you simply wouldn't know when to eat, you wouldn't know when to drink, you couldn't fight off a basic infection, and you definitely wouldn't survive a hot summer day. You would be entirely, completely helpless without this tireless little worker keeping you alive in the background, all without ever asking for a single drop of recognition. And so, speaking directly from the perspective of the hypothalamus itself, we are left with this profound final request. Healthy thoughts and a habit of gratitude will surely increase my efficiency and your life. Can you not do at least this much for me? It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this one tiny and visible structure is doing all of this to keep you alive right at this very second, what else is your brain secretly doing without your permission?